Right, ledges. Can everybody hear me? And can you see Prime XP2 website? Hope you had a great weekend. Guaranteed a lot. I bet you most of you just here for me to take a piss at the people. Yes, Sharky knows. Yeah, you guys know me too well. It used to be spark up a cigarette. Some used to be for that ASMR noise, wasn't it? No more of that. But we'll see what we got to work with. Did it yesterday. This was under the weather a bit, but today hopefully. So you can see, okay, sound okay as long as we got that. So I need to get the disclaimer out of the way with, and we get stuck straight in. See what we got to work with. So welcome back again for Bitcoin for Ledges weekly live stream. Usually they're on Mondays, but sometimes if there's nothing on the Monday or I've got something up, I'll do it on the Tuesday. I'd rather give you do it while if there's something, then nothing much to work with. So before we start, I just want to say thanks to our partner and sponsors, Prime XBT, for making this happen free for you guys. So check out the link in the description and use promo code TraderSZ for $7,000 on your deposit bonus, trading deposit. So if you like what you see, click the link. It supports the stream and it supports them. They pay me, so if there's no deposits, then they won't continue this. So it is what it is. But yeah, check them out anyway, whether you like it or not. What's no harm in checking? You don't have to use it. Finally, as ever, nothing in this video stream constitutes financial advice in any way. Trading crypto comes with a high risk element, and you should always consult with a financial professional before embarking on any activity of this kind. Right, now that's out the way with, let's go. So, what's going on? Bitcoin. So we're gonna go over the previous chart, see what's happened, and is it gonna crash? Is this the bottom? God knows, we're gonna find out. So no, it's just some of my immunosuppressants I take, and they just fuck me up. But yeah, so let's start from scratch. Let's go scratch. Just remind ourselves. Sometimes it's good to refresh. Okay. But you shouldn't really be copy trading, should you? I mean, you can't really blame me. I don't know. It's up to you, but so here you should learn it yourself. That's the key. Don't rely on others for copy trading. You want to do it yourself. So yearly. Okay, down for the year. We're more or less actually around the midpoint of this body. So, okay, we'll see what it is. Yes, there's a lot of sound. I haven't changed my computer yet. I'm going to get to it this week, actually. I have to. So, I'm not bullish. I'm not bullish or bearish. I trade. I think the term is misused. I mean, I'll be bullish 1 minute. I'll get out quick and then switch. So, I wouldn't say bullish or bearish. Quarterly, it's not looking too great. I don't like the look of this quarterly so far, but we are approaching month end, so I normally am cautious around the month end in a couple of days. So yes, we're gonna open our OnlyFans, obviously. I mean, after I saw that thought make $52 million, oh yo, fuck it, man, I can just put some makeup and shit on, but what we do is we get others to do it. We make it look like CT thing, right? So we get the CT. Some of the women, they are considered, studs anyway. So why not support them? I make money off them, you know what I mean? So in a good way, though, you know what I mean? This is, I think this is organic for the community. So instead of seeing them down, make use of it, raise the standards, support the feminism. So, anyways, so what we're here is we've got this there, okay? So this is the key level, and this is the level we marked out. So we've already marked out these levels already. What we'll do is, once I put the thing on, you'll see. So if I look at this, okay. No, not this chart. It's on this chart. One second. Let me make sure it's on this one, because I did have this chart. I want to make sure I got the right chart for you guys. Oh shit, where's it gone? My bad. Here it is. There we go. So if I go to the quarterly, I've already got this. So I might as well just carry on with this chart. Making sure. So these levels, for those asking, I've already got them marked out from before. I'm just recapping it. And the reason why I recap it for myself first, okay? So we know. So just remind us. And, okay, so there. So, and after, obviously after that it's there. So it's below that. We want it to be above that. Monthly. Okay. So the monthly, where would be the next target? I mean, which monthly candle are we in? So if you look at the monthly chart, the way I draw my ranges, okay, we've got range high, okay. Why don't I have it? Why? I mean, that's because that's your style. That's not my style. Everybody's got their own. Weekly breaker is not something everybody has to have. So we've got that, we're within that range. Because why? We took out the upside. Now before we get to even the bottom of the range, we've got that. Okay. So is it going to be a higher low, or is it going to take that off? If we believe it's going to be range bound, that. And then we'll see if it's a deviation, jump into the range, or is it going to come for the lows. Okay, just keep that in mind. So keep that in mind. We go to the weekly, and it's okay. Weekly's not looking too good, right? Weekly's not looking too good. So question is, for now we're within. I mean, the range. I mean, we could just make it easy for now before we get to the detail. All I'm doing is building a picture. I'm trying to figure out the context. So why do I do this? I do this all the time. Not just go to the 5-minute chart. What's the point of going there? It means nothing without, okay, what's the bigger picture saying? The storyline, context. Because then, if we're leaning this from this, I could say that monthly level is going to get taken, right? So if I'm looking at shorts or longs, I've got to be cautious. Even if it is a long setup, is the long setup below? I look happy. I don't know. What's that? Somebody just asked me, I look happy, sound happy. Yes, I'm in a happy mood. Yes, back to normal. So it's either a deviation. So back to my point, I'm getting distracted. And let me keep the chat clean, please. Towards this, we'll have a joke, piss taking time. I mean, there's always going to be one single digit IQ born from conceived to the wrong hole here. Anyway, so we'll find him or her later on. There's always one. But for now, let me just focus on this. Okay. So we've got this here. Share the stream if you can, by the way, and get the YouTube algos going, likes. You know, get the YouTube algos going, but yeah, shares are appreciated and likes. So the next targets, obviously, we can look at it from a perspective of a trend line, okay, or that monthly down here, okay. So what it's gonna be, I don't care. I just go for the minimum target and say, okay, for now, I mean, even though the range low is there, okay. Now, what do we have here? So then from that, I ask myself, is there anything here to build a case for a higher low or probability towards lower? So what I've done is I've defined the higher time frame and I've zoomed it in towards here for now. You with me? Okay. So nobody gets on there. Okay. So so that's all I need to focus on for now, and then we can talk about bigger ranges. Okay. More low level to level, and then from there we can expand and all that just to set the tone. Okay, that's what I do, that all the time, and that's just how I trade. So now we're at the lower time frame. Okay, I believe this is it now. If it's gonna go up, well, if it's gonna go down, what's the next objective? Probably these lows, really. I mean, let's go with the minimum there. Otherwise we're fucked. I mean, if you think about it, like this. If you look at it from the perspective of, if you were long, okay, and that candle's very, very bullish, well, they're kind of fucked, aren't they? So why is that daily candle, today's day candle, all the way down? So would you agree, even if you believe it's gonna go higher, makes sense to take out these guys first? Would you agree with that? So see, if you look at it from the zoomed out perspective, you wouldn't be able to see that on the 5-minute, would you? Hence why, you know, I go over it all the time, because sometimes I miss it, and sometimes it can change. You know, I mean, Bitcoin being Bitcoin, it's so volatile. I mean, 5 minutes before it could have looked a lot better, but if it's come that low, the lower boundaries of yesterday's range, it looks fucked. Okay, so if I would just look at that, I think that, but just to be aware. Okay, and then go to the 4-hour, and yeah. So even if you are going to look bullish, probability there, and then we'll see if it's a breakout. So all that done. I hope you understood that part. So then the next phase I look at, and I'm going through it very, very slowly, breaking down exactly how I look top down, how I looked at top down, and then I broke my levels. So naked charts, I go yearly like I showed. I just get an idea for the context and what's probability, right? So I mean, if you look at a poster long probable setup idea and had to cut it quick, had a clean invalidation area. It's not this, it was here. Is it here? Here. At the time, it was here. So at the time, the daily didn't look too bad. But below that now, look at what the daily looked like on the day, like I showed. So is it here? Okay, that's fine. But if it's breaking down, cut, I don't know what's going to happen. If I've got a plan or a setup in my trading plan to show, that's fine. I didn't, because I had a reason why. I missed it, but that's fine. But I cut it quick. And now I'm going to be waiting. Based on what I've just shown on the daily, I can now, probability wise, I can say, well, I'm most likely towards there. So if I was a scalper, I could go there. See the point, the importance of that. Anyways, let's go back to my point now before I go back and forward. I want to stay consistent, but I just want to make that point. So, bigger picture, okay, we're going to mark out, okay, our ranges, pure SR first. Obviously, that's clear range high. That's a clear range low cap in it. I go for more conservative levels that are more likely to get hit if it's going to go lower. After that, lower. And then we've got about midpoint. It's not exactly midpoint, but it's more of a pivot that's like acting as a clear up-down area. Okay? So, having said that, but below that, that daily's looking the way it is, quarterly's looking the way it is. It's not looking too good, is it? So, would I want to take a short, long? At this moment, probably no. And if I am going to take the long, based on what I showed on the daily, minimum what would I like to see? So, I want to see that low taken. So, what I want to see is target-wise. So, now I've done that. Then I'm going to see, okay, if it's bearish, where's it most likely to go? And if it's bullish, and then where am I wrong? And then from there, I look for a trigger plan. So before I even look at the trigger plan, what's the next likely target and invalidation? And then once I've got that, by default, I have a trigger, if I'm going to go with that, or improve on it. So probability-wise, we're probably going to go towards there if it's bearish. We know if it goes back above here, well, that's not good. And then after that, there. So now I'm going to go over at Cambridge Finance. Oh, is it what college? St. John's. I am familiar with St. John's. I won't say why. St. John's, Cambridge. But yeah, is it UK or American Cambridge? US. Cambridge University, UK. St. John's College. DM me why, if you know me. But yeah. So, yes. If it's at Cambridge, do you know Professor Salmon? Frank Salmon. But anyways, medical department. Anyways, let's forget that for now. So going back to our levels, what we've got is yes, I'll do crude oil as well. You can trade it on there. So back to our levels, if you remember. This is, I'm gonna stay consistent. That's the bigger time frame chart. Yes, I'll go over all of that. Relax. Let me just do this first, please. Let me get what I'm gonna go over, and then I'll take questions and I'll do as much as I can. I won't go over all of them because I get tired. But it's important because once we've got Bitcoin nailed, then by default we've got the others nailed as well. There's no point looking at a shitcoin if Bitcoin's saying lower down, right? Does that make sense? So, just to remind us, what are these levels? We've got this level here that's important for the quarterly, okay? You can't dox me. I mean, I'm doxed anyway. If you read carefully, I mean, everybody knows me. My name's, everybody knows me anyway. Yes, hello Crypto Chase. Yes, so we've got this there, and then obviously that level there next. So let's go to the monthly. I'm just writing current levels. So on the monthly, I'm going to mark out those levels now, and there's the next objective more or less, which lines up with our this here. That's that monthly level. That's going to be next objective. Okay. So even if it deviates, okay, well we know if if it's gonna have like a bounce, then it's gonna be here, isn't it? Off of here, and then if it's not, then we have a range high below here, so a previous support level acting as a resistance or range high to go there next, and then there. So we know where we're working towards, and we can navigate now. Okay, it doesn't matter about the D3 charts. I mean, I don't look at them, but one second. So let's go down now. So we know our objective is gonna go lower. So what we do is, okay, short term now. What have we done? We're looking bearish, and this was last week's Monday's range. Was it last week's? No, 11th of April, okay? Which was holding current week's Monday's range. As you can see, the top of this week, it's that Monday's range from there. So it's not current week's Monday's range, by the way. It's from 2 weeks ago. But that capped the market. So why could we still use that? Because last week was capped within this weekly. And if it's going to trend, break of that, that's a range low, isn't it? also happens to lie with that Monday's low at the time. And well, if it's trapped here last week, well, if it's expanding away, then that's then that's trending market and increases the probability to the downside. However, if it reclaims that, then that says to us we're back within here and we've got clear objectives and we maintain this probability wise. At least we look towards there. If it clears that, then there. Okay, set the tone. That's why context is important. Because without the weekly and monthly, I wouldn't know this. Okay, you with me? Making sense? Now let's go forward now. We've got this. There, we've got that lower time frame. And let's mark that in a different color so I know. No, not green. There. Just so we know. I don't like this color. No, it bugs me. Sorry. I have to do things a certain way. There, dashed. That at least we do dashed blue. Yeah, I like blue. Blue is my favorite color, by the way. So, any thoughts out there? It's if you can take nudes or wear lingerie for me, blue. So DMs are open. Let's go down towards the daily joke. So what we got here is here, and then we got the stops here. Okay. There. Now let's go down to the lower time frame, and this is it now. So hello CG 143. So what we got here is, okay, if we're gonna bounce, okay, what do we need to see? Well, we've got this here. We want to see a run at least. Why bounce? Because a key level. And then if it bounces and reclaims, well, that's a deviation then. Because this is an area that had a powerful move here and here, then if we are going to look for longs, I'd rather look at for after this has happened, because then we've got an invalidation. Okay, 80k. Where's that case from? Huh? Where's 80k from? So from there, and then I look towards there. Now there's going to be targets here somewhere, but there, and then like I showed on the weekly, if it gets back above here, then we can talk about this. Okay, you with me? There's like 411 of you here and like 95 likes. Let's get to 200 at least. Okay, so now, and then if it's going to make a clean break below here, where we've got a target ready, and what do we look for? Oh shit, it's probably going to go right now, isn't it? And then all this is going to, I'm not going to trade it, it's just too quick. I mean, I got to focus on this. But if it start breaks below and holds below there, then that means it's maintaining below here, and target's going to be towards here next, as we mentioned. And then after that, the lower brown targets, like I mentioned. Okay, I at least wait till after the stream till it nukes. I mean, and then all this stream means nothing. Then I waste all my time if it just nukes now. Fucking hell, so ridiculous. Why are they trying to? Why are they trying to troll me for? I can not wait. But okay, let's go to the lower time frame. Let's look at. Okay, if you're gonna ask me what my trigger plan is, by default, I mean normally, I mean if I was short, okay, yes I am. Okay, I'm not gonna look at the chat now. Okay, so if you're gonna hold your questions, I'm more likely gonna see it after. So if we look at it right now, if I was short, I'm probably gonna take profit around this region now. Okay, so if I'm gonna long, what I want to do is I want to see that deviation. I mean, I don't want to blindly buy it because it's broken out on the weekly, like we mentioned. It's likely to trend because it's outside of that weekly range. Okay, remember the 2 weeks ago? So probability wise, I would expect or anticipate a trending move. Hence why, if I was to play a breakout, that breakout play would likely hold. So if you see me post breakouts a lot, well, that's because the context suggests to me, based on the higher time frame, I would anticipate that move because on the higher time frame is breaking out. So that's why it helps me filter out which breakouts are likely to hold or which ones are more likely to be deviations. Okay, so if, for example, if I mention a breakout play here, and if I already had the invalidation, for example there, then I can just chase it. Okay, if I wasn't so sure and I wanted a more cleaner setup, then I would wait for a clean breakdown, hold below, towards here. Okay, so trigger plans, if I wanted to go for shorts, so there's two ways. It's up to you which one you play. One is wait for, I mean, hang on. One is if it breaks below here and holds, automatically I got a trigger because I got invalidation. The question is, am I happy with that entry or do I want refined? So if I want a more refined, okay, I'll have to wait. Otherwise, I could do a small position, and if it follows the plan, which would increase the probability, then I can add the rest. Or you just wait for that plan with the risk of missing out. okay? Because at this point, the weekly's suggesting it. Otherwise, I would wait. Oh my God. So, for example, here right now, okay? If I was bearish, that's giving me the trigger, invalidation there, target there. But I'm not happy with this entry in case it pulls back. So if it does pull back, okay, then, well, I'm wrong here regardless anyway, right? Whether it gives me that perfect, you know, entry pattern like I want or not, I'm wrong there regardless. So because I got an invalidation, by default, I've got a trigger. Does that make sense? Okay? So if you know, people say they missed out. Well, the only reason I've got the confidence to short this or take it would be because the weekly. Otherwise, I can show you loads of examples like this, but one is a weekly chart, one isn't. Okay? Are you with me? Okay, now, okay. Well, everybody's getting excited here. But however, every stop run starts off like this. So we have to be open with the possibility of this just being a stop run. Because if we look at it, I mean, if you're getting excited now, that means you're an amateur. If you think about it, you were excited before. Okay? But there's no reason to be excited. This is where you stay calm. Because if you stay calm, you're more likely to think clearly and make a rational decision. But if you get excited, that's naturally going to excite your mind, your hormones, whatever. And even if you do plan on trading, you're probably going to do stupid things. That moment of rationality, that little window you've got, oh, I'm shorting, oh, I'm longing, oh, well, why didn't I just stick my plan? Relax. If it goes, it goes. If you want to take it now, well, do you have an invalidation? And if you've got an invalidation, are you happy with that risk reward? If you are, that's fine. You followed your plan. If you're not, well, maybe scale in if you're not sure. Okay? With the possibility of this being a stop run. Now, let's go down now. Well, this could be a possible deviation. Okay? Is they all dumping? I mean, I haven't looked. I mean, it's okay. I mean, Ethereum's still holding quite. I mean, Ethereum's not holding bad. In fact, this is my next. This is my next range level. My next range level is here. 37k next. So if it's gonna swing fail, it's gonna be from here. But anyways, let's go back. Okay, so I'm not gonna focus on the chat anymore. I want to get this. I don't want this to be a 3-hour session. Although I'm probably looking at it to trade myself now. Now, if I want to take a long, well, I wouldn't be confident personally, and in this situation because I don't really have an invalidation unless, if I'm looking at the range which these help me. If it gets back above here, then I'll probably put it towards here, which is the midpoint of my range levels. That would be aggressive. Not that I'm taking it, but someone is asking me if I blindly buy. Because if it's not going to deviate this right now and it gets towards the midpoint, that's too much of a displacement away. That means most likely we're going to drop lower. So if I was going to blindly buy it, it's got to be here. And I use the midpoint of this as my invalidation. So quick quote break. Let's go. Everybody, you got your lines ready? Okay. No, it's not. It's whatever you like. See, I can't tell you to take this. Or I can't tell you you're wrong here, or I can't tell you, oh, those guys are wrong. It doesn't matter. You have your strategy. Nobody's here to tell you this right or that's wrong. If they do, one, fuck them. Two, this is your strategy. You know how to use yours. I use a lot of breakouts, but probably make more than those catching the bottom or low. You have your niche. If you master your niche, then it doesn't matter. As long as it works for you, you're here to make money. You're not here to look good. You're not here to look like you caught the low or top. You're here to... let me finish this to make money. Okay, actually I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna get distracted, so I'm gonna do Bitcoin. Okay, 25 minutes. I haven't finished the long scenario. Okay, you know what? This is trading into the live session, isn't it? So again, like I said, if it's gonna go, it's gonna be now. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to see probability wise. So if it's gonna go up, let me split this up. I'm gonna say, okay, what's the high of the day? That's the high of the day there. And what would be an objective for price? I would say, well, around here really. So I mean, I'm not happy taking this now, but if it consolidates here and then reclaims, that's like a trend line breakout, and then here invalidation, target 1, target 2. Okay, then I'll see, I don't know, is this going to be a retest of that weekly level to go down, or is it going to go up? I don't know. But if it comes into here, hits target 1, I'm going to take some off, stops flat, and then target 2 there. If it breaks above, okay, it's a breakout. I can add or close it, because at that point I don't know. Now after this is the probability increases then. Okay, so ideally what I would like to see is this like a basing area, And if it reclaims, well, based on that weekly, we've taken out the stops. We reclaim back within the previous Monday's range. Where's the stops? Mid-range, nice high of the day. Okay, conservative there, but then there. Does that make sense? So even if I do miss this long, it doesn't matter. That one is the higher probability one. This may look nice, but I usually, this is where my risk reward varies. I usually would put more risk behind there and get in late because the probability is in my favor. However, here I'll do smaller, all different ways. Hello, Wendy, Corey, Ryan. Okay, so does that make sense? I'm actually teaching you how I trade. This is exactly how I trade. Nothing else. Do I use anything else? No, I don't. No, nothing else. This is just what I use. I mean, I have other stuff, macro stuff, but no. So, for example's sake, people look at that order flow stuff, right? But I have my range levels, and blindly I have a blind buy level with a clean validation before any of that. Okay, and then people look, and then if you use that order flow of confidence, whatever you're using, that's fine. I would have already bought it. I did something on stream. I can't do it. But yeah, or maybe I have. I had a bid earlier. I don't know if I've still got it or not. But invalidation level there in case of a swing failure. But regardless, that's that there. Anyways, it wouldn't be a big position regardless. So yeah, that's that. So if I miss this, I've got that there. No, I mean, it's if you can use it, then yes, that's fine. There's loads of people that use it that don't make money. There's loads of people that use it that make money. There's people that use just this, make money. Others don't make money. And that's it. That's what I've got. So is everybody clear with Bitcoin? I'm going to get through the rest because I took it out of me. Now my throat's dry and it's Ramadan. After Ramadan, I can, can have water and stuff. But right now it's hard. So is everybody clear with Bitcoin? Okay? Is he rocketing? Before somebody blames me for that as well. I mean, if you look at, the reason why, if I look at Ethereum, right? Ethereum is just still holding as a higher low. Ethereum's still holding. Okay, I missed the drop on the Bitcoin to level, but Ethereum's still held, so it's not too bad yet. Okay, and that's why I'm thinking, okay, that's the deviation part's done. Well, let's see. Towards there, well, target 1, target 2, and then we'll see if it's got reclaims level to level, and you catch the whole leg. I mean, if it does reclaim above here, then the probability towards here is quite high in my opinion. And then what's the next magnet for price? That quarterly level. And then that monthly and quarterly look a lot different then. Okay? Does that make sense? So these are just level to level questions. I don't know if it's better. Like I said, I don't know if it's better to bid. It's a level, but I don't know if this is better or that better. All I'm saying is I act on what the market's telling me now. I don't know if this is better. That's 37k. I don't know. But if this gonna be a swing failure based on the reasons I gave, it's gonna be now. If it holds below, then there. If it comes here, then I'll see how 37k acts. There's a key level. If it breaks below, then so it doesn't matter to me. Okay. Well, there's just different areas. Just one is more intraday levels, one more quarterly, bigger time frame. No real difference, just the way I preference. So that's Bitcoin covered. I'm not gonna repeat it. That's it. So if you want to know exactly, that's more or less laid out my blueprint of trading. I use you release it, gets diluted. No, it doesn't. At the end of the day, I can show you all this execution. This sort of edge doesn't go. Anyway, let's move forward now. Ethereum, I took it out to me, that did. Yes, I will go PYR because I did say I would do it. I mean, let me just before people say I'm randomly, the reason why I went for PYR, which is here, is because Bitcoin was at a key area, okay? Ethereum and ES, which I'll go over, okay? So be patient, just be patient. If you be patient, I'm more likely to get through what you ask me, and if you're not, then we're all over the place. But regardless, don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do my part now. So we've got this here now, weekly. I mean, it's an area. I can't say that's a particular or that level. I I could ask 3 of you here, and each 3 of you, I get 3 different answers. What's a key support area here? Okay, so exactly. I don't know which, but I mark them out, but I wait for the reaction. Okay, and then once I got the reaction, then I know it's that level. So I anticipate, and then react to the market. Okay, that's how I trade, and there's nothing wrong with reacting. I don't know why people have a problem with that. But okay, let's do a quick top down quarterly. Shit, but we are below that quarterly. Let's see if we can reclaim. Monthly, shit for now, and weekly, kind of shit. Okay, shit, that's it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark out my key levels. Okay, so some people are content with drawing a zone, and it covers all of that. But even if you do the zone, you don't know. I don't know personally until I get the reaction. So it doesn't mean much to me. Okay, so I'll see if it's a range. So what I'll do is I'll start off by this, and I don't know if it's gonna be true or not, but I'll mark up my fib. Say, okay, is there anything to give me something to work with? Okay, if it does, happy days. If it doesn't, well, I'll leave it. Lo and behold, okay, we've got a mid-range around here. Last month's mid-range. I'll see if last month's mid-range is any does give us anything to work with. I mean, kind of. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark that out. Okay, and that's 2964.65. 2964.65. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Okay. Yes, relax. Again. If you panic, this way panic, and I can tell you're not amateur if you panic. You're not trading. You're not really trading then. Who cares if you panic? The real trading is done when it's quiet. This is where you're profit taking. Okay, so and then the next one I'm going to do is, well, the monthly candle that held previous monthly candle high was here. Okay, so that's another range. Now I'm going to look at, okay, is this a candle or range any significant? I don't know. I'm going to find out. So this is where I don't. It's in that area, but I don't know. Okay, but I'm gonna see if there's anything to go with, and that is 2797.3. Okay, 2797.3. You'll understand, because then we've got something to work with. Patience. And if you don't ask me questions, then if you're not listening to this, you're not even gonna get what I'm on about. So please shut the fuck up. Okay, there. So we got one black level is last month's mid range, blue level is grey level is this month's. Well, before even knowing that, well, look, lo and behold, that not last month before magically capped the downside. So now I've got an area to work within, haven't I? Okay, and if you look at it, the two monthly mid ranges sort of had a pivotal zone, didn't it? So if I was to highlight that, it acted as like a pivot area, didn't it? So sort of, if it does this, then most likely we're going there. Because once it cleared that, pushed higher. But if it clears this, then we're going there. So see how that happened? Pinpoint that is. That's why I mark out the mid range. You can see that. Now if you, that's on a monthly. You wouldn't have seen that if you don't do that monthly up and down chart ranges. Okay. So now I've got something to work with. Okay. So if it's gonna go lower, where is my target? Well, before even that, I go for more conservative targets. I'll say here. Okay, conservative for that area, and then towards here. So main target there, that's bonus. Okay, in case of a possibility like that. So that's why you can't go for the extreme all the time. So you go for the target that's high probability. Okay, so what do I need to see? So what are my two ranges? Easy ranges. One is obviously it makes a clean break above here towards there, based on the monthly charts I mentioned. But before that, target 1, target 2, and then there. But I got clear areas of high probability plays before I even go to anything else. And if it cleanly breaks that, then that's my range. Okay, and the possibility of there. Okay, so now I know where I'm working with. So I then mark out the easy scenarios. So for me personally, the reason why I do this is because even if I don't see anything clear, the setup's wait for me either side, and that's sort of giving you. It's more of a psychological thing where it sort of eases. I need to, instead of thinking of I need to see a setup now, I might miss out. Whereas okay, it sort of removes that FOMO feeling. And everybody gets it, even I get it, but I know how to tackle it. So you don't fight it. Oh, why do I get it? No, you're gonna get it. You're human. Everybody is a bit different, but do what you can to reduce that stress. So scenario 1 for the downside, I would anticipate a bounce because it's a key level. But if it then held below that after that, trigger invalidation. Because why that bounce? Because you normally off of key levels we get that unless it's a one candle nuke, then it's over. Trigger target 1, target 2, target 3, and there I enter. So that's there for me. The breakout play before that, before I go within the range, is going to be, well, what's capping the upside? And if I break it down further, is there any significance? Well, we've got a Monday's high here, okay? That's resistance. So what I would like to see is something like this. So I know exactly. So why would I not enter blindly here? Because that's done before. Once it deviates, it got within the range. So that's the area level we need to clear, because that sort of zone is acting as a deviation area where, okay, there's the breakout. So that's capped the market before. So this time around, if it goes above here but holds, so what would I look at for it to not be deviation? Is hold above for a sustained period of time. And if it shows me that, then that's a breakout, and then invalidation, and then target. Now before that, we've got this as the objective. Okay, go for the more conservative objectives. Then maybe go there, working towards there, because you never know if it's going to fully go there. That's the extreme end. But we've got clear areas of stop runs. Okay, there, and then finally there. So that's my main target, target. So can you see how I play my ranges now? I'm not just an up and down trader. Yes, I am, in the sense where I'm ready for both sides. Let's move forward now within the range setups. Now within the range setups, what we have is, okay, I've not much to work with, but other than, okay, this was a key area before, so it could be a bit tricky, and sometimes I might not have nothing, and that's okay too. I mean, that's according to my plan. You might have something according to your plan that's really obvious. I may not have anything, which is fine. Okay, I mean, it's not how long, but it's just like, you know, you can tell, you know, I mean, I don't want to see this. I want to see more of a rounded retest behavior, if that makes it easier. Okay, now what we've got here is here. So is this going to be a higher low, or is it going to be a swing failure? I don't know. Can I have a plan before that? Yes, I can. So again, let's break this down and say, okay, that is a previous area of resistance, right? Resistance, once it cleared that, it pushed up. So okay, scenario one is for a range play. One is, okay, the extreme end is swing fell, and then if it deviates, target one, invalidation. Because if I take the long, it stops me out automatically with the trigger for what? My short, haven't I? So already, that's another psychological thing. That's why I do it. I can flip, because that's automatically giving me the trigger for the breakout short. So then I'm not scared of a long. You see what I mean? So if I take it, I know where I'm wrong for the short, then that's it. So that's that there. The other, I mean, like I said, could it go from here, or could it? Is this enough? I don't know. This is what I don't know. But what I do know is, regardless, okay, if it clears this and holds above, then previously that becomes a deviation. Then that's a long for me, target one, which is there, and then here, and then there, and then if it breaks above here, then I've got my target there. Does that make sense? So that's just playing within this range. So whatever happens, whether it gives me this or goes up from here, I don't care. But it matters not to me, because it could do that. That's my long, there, and then there. Does that make sense? So that is covering the range trading, short term. And if you don't like this or nothing happens, okay, so what? Okay? So the argument for this could be, well, if Bitcoin's gonna turn now, well, Ethereum more or less has to. Does that make sense? Fucking, I think I've given too much alpha away. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut this short soon, and then the breakouts, you know, and PYR, because I did ask, well, nothing's changed. So when I took the long here, I had good reason to think, well, it could do from here. But what if it does this again? Because this is where, remember if your previous reviews? So we're still within this range, okay? As long as it doesn't break out, the lower boundary of the range is fine. So this will still be a higher low, you know, it will still be valid. So when I entered last week, okay, I put my stop loss here for a reason, okay? Because initial plan was come into here and then deviate, but it didn't give me that, okay? So I thought, okay, it doesn't have, sometimes it just goes. So I said, okay, either I scale in, and if it does come down, I'm okay, because I've accepted that's my risk, or I wait for this with the risk of it going off against me. So that's it. But it doesn't necessarily have, sometimes it just goes, doesn't it? I mean, sometimes, how many times have you? So what I've done is, I took the middle ground and said, okay, well, whatever happens, I'm wrong there regardless. So that's why. Now, if it does come back down, that means I can add on. Relax, I've seen the CL. Let me finish this. I'll just do a quick CL chart after this, and then I'm tired. So we've got this here. So there's two ways of doing this. Why I entered here or added here, okay, was and my target wise. Well, obviously that's probably the midpoint. So if I look at this, where are my targets? So there's a reason behind it. I'm not pumping or anything. It's lining up with Bitcoin. About the mid range here. So we got range highs here. That would be a good, nice objective. If it clears the range highs and holds, then we got that and then that. And after that, well, we'll see what the market doing. But often mid range is a key turning point. Above it, new highs. Below it, well, back into the range. Anyways, so why I entered here? Well, if you look at risk reward wise, I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Right. So these are times where I can either treat it as a separate trade, which it is technically, because I've already got it. Or if you're over leveraged or whatever, or over risking, then I'm not gonna hold your hand. You accept your risk then, okay? I accept mine. So if you're not already in this trade, well, what would be the high probability trade? Confirmation play. Well, at this time, at that moment, where like I said, all Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything came into support. Okay. However, if I was to wait for, if I wasn't sure, would I just wait for the that's previous range low, this brown line, wait for it to reclaim, hold. And that becomes a deviation, then your risk is there then, isn't it? And then play towards the top of the range. If it comes into here, starts finding resistance, take profits. If it then breaks above and holds, then you know it's a breakout, so you can either get back in or the remaining position towards there. And then after that, it's the breakout play, okay? Because I like the project, that's why. When I called, it was at 3, went to 50. So yeah, I like the project, I'm holding mine. But it's long term, but I play level to level as well. CIS, because I covered it last time. Did I cover it this one or another one? I was on KuCoin. Hang on. Do crude oil. Don't worry. I will do the dollar index as well. And then I'm done. Which one's got the more data? 1 second. 1 second. Give me a second. Let me find it. Which one it was? I'm trying to find you guys because I did it for you guys. Or was it on here? Because I did cover it one of the weeks. I'm not sure which. Sorry, let me find it. Son of a bitch. Okay, let's do this. Apologies. Where are you? Here. I'm going to look at the BTC pairing. And the BTC pairing is not looking too bad. Okay. So if we look at the BTC pairing for it. Okay, there's two plays. One is, if you don't want to diddle in the middle, then what you would do is, well, that's range low area. So what you would do is, I mean, there's a couple of scenarios, okay? Ideally, I mean, if you come into the blue box, deviate, that's your long. Or if it doesn't, then that's key support, SR, resistance support. So if it does this, and then deviates, well, that's a range play, invalidation level there. Otherwise, wait for the breakout play, breaks out, holds above, then probability-wise, probably towards here, and then there. Okay, that's it. CL, quickly. CL basically, I mean, as long as we don't make a clean breakdown below here, so if it holds, so if it sustains the move, that's a breakout, and then probably towards here next. That's my target. Okay, and then if it breaks above here, CL, that's my. I'm not gonna go over the levels. You can just recap it. I'm going over quickly now. So that's the second half of the move. It's a separate trade. So if you miss this, you got this. What you want to see is this was a deviation, breakdown, sell off. You want to see consolidation, hold above, and that would be towards there, probably towards here and then there. Okay, and then what was the last one? Dixie dollar index. Fuck, I've got a separate chart. Let me go find the dollar index, and then we're done. Fuck, where are you gone? I'm tired. So well, let's see where the low is. What's the low in Bitcoin? We sort of nailed the low. One second, sorry. This buff screen's strong. Can you guys hear me? I would do it last time. You gotta remember I'm fasting and stuff as well. I'm on throat dry, so just understand. And Afterwards I will do, okay? Once Ramadan's over with, it's not long now, then we can do that. I think we may have a possibility second stream, purely alts only. So more on that if we're in the talks. But yeah. So yeah. So Dixie, I think towards here. So 2 scenarios for Dixie. That's the extreme end. So question is, what does he do? Usually it blows off. So I mean, if it pulls back, okay, that would be kind of further bullish, to be honest with you. I mean, if we were to pull back here, because usually, and then not blow off, then that could really go. I actually don't know, because if I go to the yearly now, I'll do more of it later on. But if I look at it, I mean, there's no reason why this can't be a macro consolidation towards here. I personally think that's going to happen. I genuinely think that's going to happen. Unless there's no intervention, I think that's going to happen. If you look at it from a FA perspective, yeah, if you're looking at just charts and say, oh, can't, or fuck the bank, no, you got to look at it. I mean, I personally think that's going to happen, which is dangerous. I mean, I don't know. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it does or not. If it breaks out of here, then it's clear where the next target is. So I don't know. I don't care. I do look at FA stuff for FA. I mean, I don't do it myself. I have other professionals that, you know, that do it for me. But again, at the end of the day, regardless, FA can be catch up. I'm trading the chart regardless. It's just general idea. It just backs up my idea. If I got a long setup and the FA lines up, okay. But at the end of the day, I still need a trigger. So, anyways, so what are my levels? Well, basically, I've got this level here, okay, and well, that's a key level here, which I'll go over and there. So I've more or less got 2 ranges here. After that, that's the breakout, and then who knows after that? Is it going to be deviation or not? God knows, okay. So let's go over here, why I got those levels. So what I've got those levels is, see there here, that's a resistance, and then there, that's all. So, trigger plan, and then I'm done, and then I'll put it go, okay. So scenario 1 is, okay, I mean, ideally I would love a retest here, but I don't know if it's gonna get it or not, okay. Yeah, it's dangerous times. I mean crude oil, people think that if that goes up, fuck yeah, I'm scared crude oil is gonna go up, and God knows what's gonna happen there. I don't know, I think shit's gonna hit the fan. I don't think people have realized. I think people live in a bubble. I mean, shit hits the fan, it's too late then. See, if you look at my charts, right, do you guys remember? I mean, I don't know if you follow me for those charts. I was actually long oil. See, I didn't know it was going to go that far. I was actually long oil I was actually macro long. Come on, we better work. 30 to 40 area we loaded up. And then around here. And my target was just around, was here. But like, I thought 90. That was my objective, right? Here. Now, I've got it out here. I thought I'm a hero. So this was, if you look at my chart here, this was my main play after that. As soon as I got out 1-2 later, boom. I got all that move was done in a spike. I didn't know that was going to happen. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I had a plan if it reclaimed that, but it just so happened so quick. So this is what I'm saying. The last move is the dangerous one. And you don't know how big it's going to be. Okay? And personally, I mean, the way it's holding right now, that's not actually, that's quite bullish. If you think about it from this chart, remember when I do the breakout plans? Say it's for 5-minute chart. If it reclaims back above here, that's technically the confirmation, which is the second trigger. Remember? We'll go on to it. That is the confirmation play. Deviation. Fam, we're going to 135, 147. But that's extreme. And after that, God knows. I hope God intervenes then. Because God knows what's going to happen. If the energy prices go up, look what's already done to your energy costs. How people are struggling before that. 30, 40, 50% for your gas bills and energy. You're fucked. You know what I mean? God knows what's going to happen to you. And then, you know, fuel, flying, everything really, cars. I mean, let's don't talk about it. I'm not expert, so I'm not going to go into it. But I think it's fucked. So you go to experts that know this shit. But I trade my ranges regardless. So regardless there, towards there. And remember that level I showed, if it goes above here, well, actually, on the high time frame, that is all the deviation. The main high probability setup is actually higher up. So this is why I don't mind getting up higher up. So this is why a lot of my plays are actually based on higher time frame levels. And that is just an indication to me. Okay, the world's fucked. Well, at least you can do your bit to make some money for you and your family. Or whatever, or be prepared. And that's it. Okay, legends, I'm done. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, use the link in the description if you like what you see. Supports me continue the streams. Take care. Bye bye.